Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to He Sees Us All YouTube and Bitchute channel. I actually have two things I want to talk to you guys about today, but I feel like I have to be really careful about how I word things. And I want to quickly state, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not giving any kind of medical advice. This video was supposed to be about just one thing, which is something I kind of expected this entire time anyway. But then, my husband came across this video I'm about to show you guys, and I honestly don't know how else to put this, but this sounds a lot like,
Last week, Dr. Michael Ryan, he's a leader at the World Health Organization, announced that in response to the spread of this virus, authorities may have to enter people's homes and remove family members, presumably by force.
In most parts of the world, due to lockdown, most of the transmission that's actually happening in many countries now is happening in the household, at family level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
Just so you know, we're coming to your house, seizing your children and, quote, isolating them in a safe and dignified manner.
Now, that was the leader of the World Health Organization. You cannot tell me that this does not sound a lot like when the Germans were going house to house in the late 30s and 40s. What's going on right now is not at all what the MSM is claiming, and I can almost guarantee that. Now, what this video was originally going to be about kind of contradicts what the leader of the World Health Organization is claiming needs to be done. Remember back in late December, I said my daughter and I were extremely sick. Even if you go back in my videos, you'll find it when I said we were really, really sick. Well, this was when China first released information about the spread. Chances are the virus was already worldwide. And this virus is not at all new. The CV is very similar to the flu and pneumonia, and it's even being reported that those death numbers, the flu and pneumonia death numbers, have dropped drastically, suggesting that the CV numbers are being altered. Listen, I'm going to read some of this article to you guys, and I will link the full thing in the description box, along with a link to the video I played as well. But I just want to state, again, the CV is not new, and it's just the scapegoat for what the world's governments are actually doing right now. History has a tendency to repeat itself, and to say you are going to go into homes and physically remove people because of something that they are claiming you have. Remember, guys, the CV is an invisible entity, and they keep making it a point to say that people can be asymptomatic. So it sounds a lot like maybe a cover to remove anybody they want, really. In this article, they don't even deny that people who were really sick at the end of last year or the beginning of this year probably had the CV and recovered, which would mean they built up an immunity to it as well. And you know what else is funny? People that they're claiming are dying, they're all dying in the hospitals. Nobody's dying in their homes. What does that tell you guys? Now that we're hyper aware of the new CV, and it's absolutely not new, guys, and I'm pretty sure I had a different form of it last year around the same time as well. The year before last, you know what I mean. I quit smoking cigarettes back then because of how bad it was. I could not breathe at all. So again, this is a scapegoat that they are using to move forward with their agenda. Really quick look at this tweet from one of my local news agencies. Enfield police are calling for residents who see social or recreational gatherings that violate the governor's orders, limiting groups to 5, to call authorities, but do not intervene. Now, if that's not screaming Orwellian nightmares coming true, I mean, this is really happening, guys. And again, this is all over a form of a cold, a respiratory illness. This is so common among human beings. I'm sorry, I really want to read some of this article to you guys. I keep getting off base here. This whole thing's really upsetting because they are not at all denying that most people probably already had it. More specifically, you may be reflecting on that cold or respiratory illness you experienced at the beginning of the year or very end of last year, like I was saying. Is there a chance that that was the CV? The main symptoms of CV include a cough, shortness of breath, and a fever. You might have digestive problems like nausea or diarrhea, a headache, and a sore throat. At the onset of the illness, you may experience a loss of smell or taste. These symptoms can be mistaken for a bad cold or flu, especially if you have a mild case of the CV. Or in many people's cases in the U.S., as like I've been told in the comment section, even with myself, they were diagnosed as severe upper respiratory infections or severe upper respiratory illness. Then in this article, they make sure to state as well, it's also very possible, and see how they highlight very possible too to make sure it just imprints right into your brain. It's also very possible to have the virus and not even notice, as some cases can be asymptomatic. It goes on to say, there's evidence that the CV started spreading in America earlier than people were really tracking it. Now, I'm not going to read the whole page just for the sake of time. I just wanted to highlight a few things that the article states. You can pause the screen or even just go to the links that I have in the description box if you want to read the whole thing. And this isn't the only news agency that reported this either. I just wanted to put that out there. This article right here is from HuffPost, but I also saw a similar one from The Guardian, and I will link both of those articles down below. Combine all these facts and the theory that some people may have already been infected with the virus and recovered isn't an outrageous one. That may be slightly comforting, especially since some experts believe you may have some level of immunity once you get the CV. So there it is, guys. They're not even attempting to deny that most people probably caught it and recovered already. And the fact that there is evidence that the flu, pneumonia, and now even the heart attack death rates have completely plummeted, that absolutely suggests that the numbers for the CV are not even close to accurate. This thing is their scapegoat. Another war on another invisible entity, just like the war on drugs or the war on terrorism. Now, it's the war against the CV. You see how every time it's something that you can't actually see or touch, the war is real. But it was never on drugs or terrorism or now their most recent claims. The war, all of the wars, but especially this one, the war is against the people, not the CV. What the leader of the World Health Organization said is not something that should be taken lightly. Please, guys, share this video. People need to know what's going on right now because this impacts everyone. Why do you think they keep saying people can be asymptomatic, walking around and infecting others? Can't you see what's going on right now? Please subscribe to the channel if you want more content that shows you the truth and not manipulated MSM hysteria. You can also follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord chat. I'm in there almost every day. And I also started a Facebook page for the channel, so you can head over there as well. This way, you will never miss a video, as I know the algorithm likes to hide them sometimes. All of the links will be in the description box down below. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, stay aware, stay awake, and stay vigilant.
In most parts of the world, due to lockdown, most of the transmission that's actually happening in many countries now is happening in the household, at family level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.